Today, I felt compelled to examine Pharos' recent discourse concerning the escalating phenomenon of HP inflation within the latest iteration of Whimpering Waste. This issue has garnered considerable notoriety across the community, with an almost unanimous consensus forming around the severity of the problem. However, my interest lies in engaging with the perspective of a commentator who does not appear beholden to the prevailing echo chamber, someone whose analysis emerges from discernment rather than the compulsion to reiterate popular opinion. Also, the title is just like perfect. I've shared the same sentiment for a while, ever since the like 10 banners. Kuro's getting way too comfortable. Let's get right into it.
In today's video, we need to talk about the Whimpering Waste situation in Wuthering Waste, because I do feel like when it comes to Whimpering Waste and Wuwa, it was never perfect. All right, it was never perfect since launch. It had its issues. One of the main things we complain about is that, you know, Whimpering Waste is an AoE focused in-game mode, which is fine because you look at games like HSR, you have Pure Fiction. It's fine that it's, you know, an AoE focused in-game mode.
Yeah, it's fine.
But we all complain about how characters like enemies were constantly running around. They were spreading out.
Yeah.
You had to chase after them, so therefore you had to use characters like Racha to group them up, Camellia, you know, AoE damage, Gion, etc. But when it comes to tokens, all right, when it comes to tokens, we have
The tokens have been so ass. Oh my god, the tokens have been so ass. They've been there's literally like all the like gold tokens and like supreme ones, they're terrible. They've always been like terrible. Oh my gosh, I think there was one when like Brant released and it was like decent, and it was I think it's like it buffed your in-air damage or something like that. Maybe that one was decent, but compared to like a purple token like Plunderer, they just can't compete.
been complaining about, you know, them implementing shield tokens for a hot minute. And Kuro, they did. All right, they did implement general buffs, general tokens that actually benefit multiple characters. And we thought that, yo, hey, the fact that the devs are actually implementing general buffs, general tokens, maybe there is hope for Whimpering Waste. But no, we're back to square one. We're implementing shield tokens. We're implementing a token that literally shields a character that is not even in the game yet. Augusta is like coming in, what, 20 days? I have no idea. 20 days or 23 days? I don't know. But to implement Augusta buff this early, when her buff is very, very specific, is like when we come over here to the game, this buff, it really doesn't benefit anybody right now. All right? It doesn't benefit anybody.
That's another Kuro thing too. I've always talked about this with their like middle tower, typically with Zani. There's the Cardathea one that was really bad, where it just only benefited Cardathea because no one else is scaling off of HP. That was just so like, what are we doing?
It doesn't benefit Zhang Liao. All right, doesn't benefit him because he's not a heavy attack unit. Charo, who the fuck is gonna use Charo in 2025? All right, so when we come over here, let's take a look at the tokens. Him to the end amplifies heavy attack damage and electro damage by 50%. Now the electro damage amp by 50%. Sure, it's cool, but it's just not like, it's not enough, man.
I was about to say those exact words. It's not enough. Like a 50% heavy attack. Okay, amplifies heavy attack damage and electro damage by 50%. Yeah, it's not enough. That's not enough. In an AoE their buffs, their gold buffs, here's the solution. They need to be AoE focused. They need to give you some type of alternate effects where that adds to your own skills, right? Use the skill, a fucking Phoenix comes out and like blows up the field. Like, we need buffs like that. Like, it's always these damage buffs that don't really like do too much.
50% electro damage amp, I would rather use Plunderer instead.
Oh yeah,
I would rather use Plunderer. And when we take a look at the popular teams here, you guys can see nobody is using Zhang Liao, bro. Nobody. When it comes to the top 10 teams, ain't nobody using Zhang Liao. It's mostly the Frolova team, and it's mostly the Fusion team that people are using. And also Camellia, but it's not that much, right? And you have Cardathea as well. But it's mostly pure Fusion team and Frolova team. Ain't nobody using Zhang Liao. So this buff over here, the fucking Electro buff, Why? Why implemented this early? It would have been better if they implemented a general buff instead, where like if somebody uses Resistance Liberation, if a character uses a Resistance Liberation, they receive a 90% crit damage bonus, 90% or 80%. Something that everybody can activate.
Something like that too.
That's what they need to do moving forward when it comes to Whimpering Waste. At least implement one general token that
Kuro has a issue with generalized tokens and generalized buffs in general. Like it's just always been a Kuro issue. I don't know. It's really weird. It's really strange.
benefits every unit in the game. And the reason why is because I shouldn't feel punished because I didn't summon for the latest 5-star.
Yo, someone let me know. I just thought about this. Someone let me know if you play PGR and there's like a game mode like this or something, does Kuro have buffs that are more generalized in PGR? Because I'm wondering if it's like a cycle that they're just like repeating, you know? So just someone let me know down in the comment section. I'm sure someone plays PGR in my community.
Star character. I shouldn't feel punished because I didn't drop money in the game, right? Because when we do take a look at Hoyo in-game, right? All these Hoyo games and their in-game content, it's a disaster. It's literally you summing for the latest 5-star character in order for you to actually enjoy in-game content. And when it comes to WUWA, for TOA, you don't have to summon for the latest 5-star character to actually enjoy TOA and clear it. But when it comes to Whimpering Waste, they are moving towards that direction where they're implementing tokens that shield the latest 5-star character. It's frustrating. Like, you look at the Frolova buff here. This is for Frolova, obviously, and then this is for Augusta. So you have two buffs that shield a specific unit. And then we also have Whispers from Dim Abyss, which shields Fusion team only. Fusion characters only. This reset is a disaster. And after I made my video going through WeWa, this reset, I was like, you know, let me see if I can go ahead and get an S grade. Bro, I think it took me like a solid 20 or 30 minutes to at least reach S rank. And I got 4,900 points. I'm using Cartethia, Senwa, Rover, and I'm using Plunderer. Nigga, I got 1,570 points, bro. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm not surprised for the Fusion team. I did really good. But 1,001k points with Cartethia? It's either the damage taken increase is just bugged and it's not working, or the enemies just have a fuck ton of HP in this reset, because I just don't understand.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. I thought he knew about the HP inflation. Yeah, so this video, he's just talking about the buffs. The HP has actually gone up a shit ton. Let me see if I can find it actually. So we do have a screenshot from like testing, right? So there was no data mining here. But even just looking at these numbers, right? I'm sure someone else can test and let me know, but like this is a why, bro? It's a game type that people don't. I can't say that, because if I say that's, one person's gonna be like, I love Weewa, I look forward to Weewa every single reset. It's not the most popular game type in the game, right? And then we have this going on as well, and buffs being implemented when the character doesn't exist in the game. That is insane. But you can use Shang Liao. No one did. He just showed you that no one did. Like, what?
You know, this reset, like, I just don't understand why these enemies are extremely tanky. Like, when I would pop Cartethia's ult, like, it would deal like 39k, like, you know, multiple times, and it would equal like what, 200k, 300k. But even if that's the case, these enemies, like, when I would pop her ult, nigga, their health bar would move like halfway, and that's it. It's actually insane. Even the small enemy trash mobs, even them, those little pieces of shit that be running around, they're tanky as fuck too. So I don't know what's going on in this reset, but Kuro, y'all niggas need to get y'all shit together. For real. Y'all need to get y'all shit together when it comes to Whimpering Waste, because the way that Whimpering Waste is right now, it is very inconsistent. The way that Whimpering Waste is being managed, it's inconsistent. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's extremely dog shit. And right now, it's really, really bad. When they started implementing
they're going back. They're literally going back. They are regressing. Remember the first Whimpering Waste? Right? How that shit felt whale only. They're moving more towards that territory. I don't know why. It's been fine recently. You know, the only thing that I've personally had a problem with are these like tokens, these gold tokens. They're trash. They are absolute trash, right? You'd rather use Plunderer.
general buffs, Whimpering Waste was actually very, very fun. It was really, really chill because you had the option to pick a buff that every character can activate. Like, if it was really easy for us to reach S rank, then I feel like a lot of us would not be complaining about this reset. But the issue is, reaching S rank is not that easy, bro. Like, I was sweating my ass off to get to S rank. And I could possibly reach double S too, because I got 4,900 points and you only need 5,000 points to reach double S. So I can reach double S, but the only reason why I was able to reach S rank is because of Plunderers, bro. If it wasn't for Plunderers, I would have been cooked. Like, Absolver's Captain Seal, I had like 4.2k points. 4.2k with Absolver. And the reason why I chose Absolver for Cartethia is because of the basic attack crit damage increase, and that's it. If you don't pick Plunderers, you're gonna suffer. You are gonna suffer. And I did hear, this is probably not true, but some people said that they nerfed Plunderers. I don't know if that's true or not, so we're not gonna talk about it. But if it is true that Kuro nerfed Plunderers, that would be bullshit, because Plunderers is like pretty much the free-to-play token. It's like the go-to token whenever they start doing bullshit with these.
If they stealth nerf the token, oh my god, that is some scummy shit, bro. Nah, y'all, dude, stealth nerfing is so cringe. Oh, I hate when companies do that. When businesses stealth nerf. Oh my god. I'm just gonna assume it's not true. I haven't seen anything on that, but if they did, that's fucked up.
Exquisite tokens. Not exquisite, golden tokens. When they started doing bullshit with the golden tokens, we pretty much used Plunderers, bro. That's what I did. I was like, damn, no buzz over here that can actually benefit Cartethia and her team. Let me go and use Plunderers.
Yeah.
And if they decide to nerf this shit to the ground to the point where it's not going to be good anymore, this whole game mode is fucking cooked. Plunderers is low-key carrying Whimpering Waste right now. I'm not going to lie. That shit is carrying Whimpering Waste. But, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. That's like my whole take on the whole Weaver reset situation. Now, some of you guys are going to be like, well, you do have Zani, and Zani benefits from the heavy attack buff. The thing is, Zani, if you're gonna use Zani in Whimpering Waste, and if you don't have Phoebe, you're gonna have a tough time, because before you use Zani, you're gonna have to use Spectral Over to inflict Spectral Frazzle stacks. But however, all right, here's the thing: when I inflict the Spectral Frazzle stacks, I defeat those enemies with Zani, and the Spectral Frazzle stacks go away. So I have to switch back to Spectral Over, put the Spectral Frazzle stacks on the new enemies that appear.
That's actually extremely painful. I've seen, I think it was like Wallenstein's or something. Yeah, he was playing someone's like Weewa on one of their accounts, and he was quick swapping his dick off to swap to Phoebe, and he's saying if you don't have Phoebe, right? So even if you do have Phoebe, you're quick swapping your dick off to get those like Spectral Frazzle stacks back onto the enemy, and then swapping back to Zani. You're just like wasting so much time, right? So I don't know.
It's just too much when it comes to Zani. It's too much. All right, I tried with her. It was worse. It was way worse than Cartethia. Way worse if you don't have Phoebe. It's a disaster. So the fact that I have one dupe on Cartethia, and you guys know for Cartethia, her resonance chain, when you have one dupe on her, when you get R1, you get like a 100% crit damage boost. I think it's 100% or 80%. I think it's 100. But she gets a huge damage boost from her R1. The fact that I'm getting 1.5k points with a Cartethia that has one dupe, I have her best in slot weapon. Her crit rate is at around 78%, and her crit damage with her R1 is probably like 350% crit damage. And the best I can do with that is 1.5k points in Whimpering Waste. It's either they increase the HP or the damage taken increase is just bugged and it's not working. So what they need to do if they want to fix this, they need to implement at least one general token that every unit in the game can activate, that every DPS unit, no matter of fact, can benefit from. That's what they need to do. They shouldn't make 3 tokens that are very specific. They just shouldn't do that, because it's literally, this is what happens when you implement buffs that shield specific units. A lot of people are going to complain. So hopefully, I'm going to put this in the survey, by the way, guys. I'm going to put this in the survey. Hopefully the devs fucking listen, and for the next reset, they're not too hyper focused on the new shiny limited 5-star character that is not in the game yet.
Yeah, maybe we'll get another devs listen moment. Who knows? But I mean, with these changes, they obviously want to do this, right? The original Weewa, when it first released, that's what they wanted, and then they got a lot of pushback, and they were like, okay, we overtuned the shit out of this. I feel like the surveys have been talking about the buffs for a while, or at least people should have been putting that in their surveys. The fact that this the golden tokens haven't been changed is it's a little strange. But let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.